Hey guys, welcome to the fourth video. Today is April 4th, 7:05 p.m. Eastern Time, and massive movement in the markets today. And yesterday we said that today was basically a decision day, right? Whether it was going to go down or it was going to go up. So let's take a look at SPY at the 180 days, and here's what happened. So I expected it to go down before it headed back up. And the reason why was because if you guys zoom in on this downtrend, which we've been doing for the past 3 videos, I think, you can see that it's making the lower highs. And at this point, we saw in the early morning pre-market hours that there was a huge drop followed by a bullish candle, a reversal candle. Now, why is this important? Well, one, there's a possibility that the markets will reverse, especially when we are getting really tight between the resistance and the support. So we were going to break up or break down. And then another thing is we identified on the 4-hour candles right here 2 days ago, 2 bullish reversal candles, right? And we have another reversal candle here. What does that mean? Well, that means the market does not want to pull it lower than this point, which is around 254.50. It does not want to go lower. And take a look at this. We said that the low was going to be 253 to 254, and it did not want to go lower than this point, around like 255-ish, okay? So yesterday I entered into a position called UVXY, which follows volatility. So let's take a look at UVXY up here, okay? And look at UVXY. Yesterday I entered down here, right? When it was selling off, I realized that there was going to be a bounce back up. So I bought in at $20.15, as I said. And what happened? So I was monitoring the futures. So one of the futures I was just monitoring was //YM, which is the Dow Jones futures. I was monitoring the futures, and one thing concerned me. What concerned me? So here's what happened. Last night, it actually started dropping, and it dropped really quick. Now, why was I concerned? I was watching, and I'm like, it's dropping too quick, and I can't get out of my UVXY position quickly enough. And I was really afraid that this was, let's take a look, at the very low point today, right? This was around 6:20 a.m. and I was awake, and I called it out on the Learn Plan Profit. I'm like, I want to take my profits now because it's dropping too quickly, too fast, and we're nearing the bottom. And I was afraid that you guys can see at the time I actually made this uptrend, and I was like, when should I sell? So markets opened around this time right here, 9 a.m. and I was looking at if it was gonna bounce up, like keep making this higher low, then I'm gonna sell it, because at this point the uptrend, I'm not gonna take the risk. Why take the risk of it coming back down when there's potential for it to bounce and go back up, especially when we're at a support? So at that time I sold UVXY. So I'll show you where I sold UVXY on the 1-minute chart. So I sold UVXY at $21.90. So here it is, UVXY. I was like, I'm going to wait for the market open, because sometimes at market open there's going to be some oscillations, and usually sometimes it will oscillate back up. But this time we saw a huge sell-off, right? So when I saw this sell-off, I sold it at $21.90, which is right here, and then it came down, and ironically it came back up, but it never made its previous high. Now that should be a sign that we are slightly bullish today. Now, taking a look, we saw a huge decline. The UVXY saw a huge decline later on. Let's take a look. It was like 11% decline. And you guys probably saw that too, because the Dow Jones went from negative 550 points pre-market to what? A positive 230 points. Now, what does that tell you? Well, the market is possibly, and it's very possible that we have found the bottom. Okay, from negative 550 to positive 200, we're going over 700 net points up. Okay, so it got pulled up and it did not want to go down any further. So let's take a look at SPY again at the 180-day chart. We see that it has broken the trend, right? And we see this break of trend very heavily over the 200 SMA. So if we span this to the 180 days right here, what happened previously in mid-February? When it went up, it went up a lot, right? And this is a matter of one day. It went up like 5%. What happened today? Once again, we covered a lot of ground from the low to the high, and we covered around, again, like 3%. So we are now back into positive, or like we're going on an uptrend. This uptrend, they really want this to continue. So what do I see in the near future for SPY? Now that we see a potential reversal, we might expect something like this, where it can curve up and then it'll come back down and perhaps retest this area, or it could make a lower, it might be going to the 20 EMA, right? It might retrace back to the 20 EMA before bouncing back up. And this is exactly what I'm looking for. So if the market goes up tomorrow, which it may very well do, so if it just kind of goes up another 100 points tomorrow, that's fine. But I'm looking for it to come back down before I buy in on the uptrend, okay? So we kind of already know where the bottom is, and you guys can see on the one last thing I want to show you guys on the UVXY chart, on the 180-day chart, is, do you guys see this? This is the top for UVXY, which aligns with the bottom of SPY. That shows that it could not go any higher than that today. Now, you might ask, should I buy into volatility right now? Should I buy UVXY? Should I buy TVIX? No. Because why? We have a huge downtrend signaling a possible reversal. We're going under the 20 EMA, and it doesn't even want to kind of, you know, when there's a possible reversal in trend, we don't want to go against that trend. So that's why I am not in UVXY or TVIX. I'm not in SVXY or ETFs such as TQQQ either, because is just a little risky for me. Because we might see a retracement back, and I just don't want to take that risk tomorrow. So what did I go into? So I actually went into JNUG. So let's take a look at JNUG on the 180-day chart. So JNUG is the gold-based ETF, and the reason why I went into this was because, one, you guys can see that the support is right here. It held up very well, and I'm looking for a bounce here. So let's take a look. I went in at $13.25, which is the exact price right now, ironically. And we can ride this up, what, 3% conservatively? And then I set the stop loss, which is around 1% under. That's a pretty good margin. That's a 1 to 3 risk to reward ratio. And where did I buy in, right? So here's the 1-day chart. And you guys take a look that the low was 13.12, and I realized this while it was going down. It pulled down and then it went right back up, and this is a more of a bullish reversal trend, like a short-term trend that it might keep going up. So I bought it on the uptrend at 13.25, exactly right this point, and then it went up and then consolidated, and now we're right here. So that's what I did. So also take a look at GC/GC, which is the gold futures right here, gold futures, right? So you can see that gold has been oversold, right? It's been going down, it's oversold. And looking at the 180-day chart, what do you guys see? Where gold has a very good support around 13.13 and a very big resistance at 13.62. And right now we're in the middle, right? So we had a huge sell-off, and now so it's doing this oscillation, right? It's going up, going down, going up, going down. So what are the chances of it going up tomorrow? It's a little higher than it going down tomorrow. And because my risk to reward margin is there for me, that's why I took a position on JNUG. Now, a couple of stocks I want to talk about today, right? Kroger. Now, Kroger, right here, right? Kroger, I said, was at this support. We identified a very nice support at $23.10, and we said that it held very well when the market was going down, and today when the market was going up, we saw most of the stocks, as you can see on my left hand side, that most of my stocks went into the green. But Kroger, if you guys were monitoring Kroger was actually in the green before all of the other stocks were turning green today. Even when the Dow Jones was at negative like 150, Kroger was already in the positive. So this shows pretty good strength that Kroger wants to move up. And you guys can see that we had a pretty big green candle today. So this probably happened for a lot of stocks. So the other stock I want to talk about is JCPenney. So JCPenney, we identified a very good support at $2 and around 88 cents. And we said that yesterday it bounced up, right? It bounced up like, I forgot, like 3% or something. And it went up. Now, yesterday I said, am I going to buy in at JCPenney at that point, at the close? I said no. Why? Because I want to see a bounce from the EMA line and then take a position once it goes back up. What happened today? Well, it played out exactly what happened. Look at this bounce. It bounced up, and that's where we ended. So JCPenney's uptrend is confirmed. It's a little, again, overextended. So am I going to buy now, you might ask? No, well, again, it's going to be no, right? We have to be monitoring tomorrow what happens with JCPenney. If it retraces back and once it bounces, that's when you take the position. That's when you do the day trade. And then boom, you can make yourself, if it goes up, you can make yourself 2 to 3% profit right there. One day, you get in, you get out, and you're done. So last stock. I've been harping on this, I think, for a lot of times, and here we go. This is Ford, right? We said that Ford was making higher highs, Ford was making higher lows, and we identified a very strong resistance at around $11.15. And what did we say yesterday? Well, we said that if the market was good today, that it could potentially break that resistance. If the market was bad today, I'm looking for a bounce off of this support line. Now, what happened? What happened? Take a look. Huge drop pre-market based off the the stock market, right? Because it was declining. And then right here, it came all the way down, bounced at the support, came back up, made a green candle, and then followed the stock market up. But not only did it follow the stock market up, it managed to break its resistance. Now, if you guys take a look, here's what happened, right? It broke above, it came down. It consolidated at the resistance area. So at that point, you could have bought in, but if you wanted to wait for a confirmation, you could have seen when it came up the second time, this is when you can buy in. Well, you might ask, well, why should I buy in there? How do I know it's going to break apart? How do you know that it's not going to come back down? Well, you don't, right? So what you're going to do is you buy in at the previous high, so around $11.21. So that's higher than $11.19, which was, or $11.20. So you buy in at $11.21 and you set your stop loss right here below the low, right? $11.13, such that if it comes back down, you're not risking that much. You're risking what? What's the percentage that you're risking? 0.62. But if you write it up, you could be making over 1%. So if you guys got into Ford, awesome job. And you guys see it bounced off the support. And now aftermarket, well, there's some aftermarket action. We don't really have to worry about that right now because the volume is low. So there you go. So now what are we doing for Ford? Am I going to take a position? Nope. I'm not going to take a position anymore. I missed the chance because I was in UVXY and now I'm in JNUG, but that's fine. The next resistance we identified was $11.43. So that if we can break this resistance and it starts bouncing off of that, that's when you can take another position on Ford. Now, okay, finally, one last stock because I'm really excited about this. Take a look at Tesla, right? Tesla has been going down because people were really frantic about bonds and everything. So there was a huge sell, and now their results came up, and they're like, oh, Tesla might have the finances ready, okay, and they might have enough capital to raise enough money, but there's still a little bit of worries. Regardless, looking at the trends, there was a huge sell-off on Tesla. When the market was doing well, Tesla went up 7.26%. I'm not going to take a position on Tesla just because I missed this opportunity, but this is something that I did not expect that Tesla could do. I know that there was a huge sell-off, but I didn't know that it was going to go up this quickly. So that's okay. We'll look for, there's always other chances in the meantime. So thank you very much for watching this video. Like if you like this video. If you didn't like it, please like it in the future. And I hope you like it. Thank you, and I will see you guys next time.